You can quit drinking alcohol, and I will say that with 100% conviction. Now, if I was to stand here and tell you that my journey to stopping drinking was absolutely perfect and I made no mistakes in my path, I'd be lying. It just wouldn't be true. It took me so many failed attempts until I actually stopped drinking. In fact, it was a 10-year roller coaster. It was hundreds of failed attempts. I tried to stop so many damn times. I'd wake up every morning after drinking with regret, and I'd feel like, why have I done it again? That's the last time I'm doing it. And I have gone through that cycle countless times. And you might be in that position as well, right? You might have tried numerous times to stop already. You might have tried the same as me, hundreds of times. You might have only tried a few times, but whatever happened is, and you may have failed, right? You may have gone back to that cycle. But I want to tell you that it's okay. My journey was definitely not linear. It wasn't like a standard progression where you kind of go from A to B. It was a flipping roller coaster, right? It was just chaos. It was up and down. And that was my journey. But the thing is every failed attempt was a lesson. Every failed attempt was a reminder. It was a solidifier that, yes, there is absolutely nothing in alcohol. It is doing nothing for me whatsoever. And whilst it took, many failed attempts until that worldview was absolutely crystallized, each failure was a lesson. And you've really got two choices with failures and relapse and this kind of stuff. You can either use those failures as lessons and you can use them as moments of reflection to really reflect on what went wrong, or you can just beat yourself up, call yourself a failure, and then probably end up drinking more anyway. So if you've failed on your journey, don't beat yourself up and reflect on what went wrong. But the most important thing that I did, and the people that I've seen successfully stop drinking, is they and I had a willingness to change. And that's really the secret, right? Even though I'd failed so many times, I was still willing to do it again, to try again, to do something else, to find a different way. Despite, I've tried on my own, I'd tried AA, I'd read books in the past, and nothing was really clicking for me, I was still willing to try something else. If somebody came up to me and they said, Leon, have you seen this new thing that's out there that's helping people? I'm in, I'm trying it. Like, I had that willingness. And sure, there were moments where motivation was high and I wanted to change and then failed, and then there were times when motivation was low and I just felt like, F this. But either way, the willingness kept coming back out. I kept putting myself into a bad situation, realizing, this just sucks, like I don't want to keep doing this, and the willingness would come back up and I'd try again. And I believe that is so important, right? If you are on your journey right now and you've had a slip up, you've had a failure, you've had a hiccup, you've got to be willing to try again. Because the people that succeed on this journey and the people that don't, the only difference between the two is the people that have succeeded, they tried one more time and it worked. So don't give up hope. I have seen so many people change, right? I've seen people that have been trying for years. They've tried everything. And then I have seen those people completely transform their lives. That is no joke. I've seen that with my own eyes. I know these people. There's a chap in the program called Todd. And Todd, I actually did an interview with him. If you click the link up here, you can watch the interview. He tried to stop on his own numerous times. He wasn't like a crazy binge drinker. He just knew that alcohol was holding him back from reaching his health goals. He's lost 30 pounds. He's over 6 months without a drink, and he turned it all around. There's also a chap called Frank that I worked with, and Frank was one of the first people that I worked with in the program. He was one of the very early members. He's a 50-year-old guy, and he'd also tried to stop on numerous occasions. He's actually over 1 year without a drink. He's just changed it all. He got a new job. He just changed so much about himself. Awesome transformation. There's another chap in the program called Robbie who just actually posted up his 6-month mark. He just reached 6 months. He'd also tried numerous times. These are all people that had had failure after failure after failure after failure. Then eventually something worked for them. You might have seen the post that I made recently of Kevin, who is actually about 8 months into the program now, 8 months without a drop after 40 years of daily drinking. He just went to his daughter's wedding without a drop of alcohol. Beautiful story, beautiful transformation. He did it. Now, the only difference between these people and the people that never find a solution, the people that keep going for years upon years upon years, is that these people had a willingness to try something else. They had a willingness to give it another go. They got the courage up. They found the motivation to just jump into something and do something else. Now, for these individuals, the Sober Clear program worked for them. Now, if you want more details on that, you can click the link in the description. There'll be a short video for you to watch and you'll learn about, how I work with people, how the program works, how we use first principles thinking and coaching to help people completely reframe the way they view alcohol. But that is not the point of this video. The point of this video is the mindset of the people that have done something about it. And it's all about that willingness. It's all about that willingness to just try one more time. Like, I cannot help somebody that doesn't want to stop drinking. Somebody that is just like, do not care either way, who gives an F. Listen, they're probably not people that would succeed in my program. They're probably not people that would resonate with my YouTube channel, but people that are willing, people that know that they want to change, they're the people I can help. The point of this video is you need to try something, right? And why not make now the time to try something else? Why not look out there, look for another program, look for something, just look for something that you can commit to give this yet another shot. Because who knows, maybe today is the day when everything comes together for you. Maybe today's the day where you have that solid conclusion where you know that alcohol is doing nothing for you, but this time it's that final nail in the coffin. Who knows, that could be this week for you. You could be looking back in a year's time going, that video I watched from Leon, that was it. That was the thing that got me over the edge. Maybe you book the call. Maybe we have a conversation. See if we can work together. Maybe after that conversation, that's the cutoff point. That's it. You look back in 5 years' time and you look at all the things that you've done and it was today that you made that change. That's the only difference between the people that succeed and the people that fail. They tried one more time and that time, that's when it clicked for them. That's when they just got on with it. And my big question is, why not? Why not try again? Why not make today that day? Either book the call with me, look for another program, look for some other system, even go to Alcoholics Anonymous. Maybe that's the thing that works for you. Sure, I tell you that it wasn't for me, but it worked for my mum. She went for 20 years. She tried to stop drinking hundreds of times as well. She found something that worked for her. She went all in and she had the willingness to try just one more time. 20 years on, she's still reaping the rewards of that day. So make today that day. Why the hell not? And I'm getting goosebumps making this video because that's the message that I had to hear, right? When I was still struggling, if I heard this video, that would have put me over the edge. I would have just been like, do you know what? I'm doing something about this. It's happening. And you know, if the Sober Clear program was there when I was drinking alcohol, I would have joined that program in a heartbeat. Because that's all I've done is I've just created the thing that I would have wanted to follow. Because the conventional ways, they just weren't for me. But I'm not saying that you're like me and, they may work for you. Other things work for different people. But the whole point of this video is just try one more time. You've got this. You've got nothing to lose. You've got so much to gain. I'm excited for you. Have a fantastic day.